Hey, YouTube. My bad, y'all. I'm over here reading something. But hey y'all, you already know who it is, Damian Moody, and I'm on the Cash from SD channel. And I just wanted to get on here and randomly chat because I ain't really doing much today. Today is Saturday. I ain't gotta do no schoolwork until probably like Monday. This is a whole new week, and I done already did my schoolwork for this week that's coming to an end. So I said, why not just get on here and chat about some stuff just to have some type of content because I don't know, man. So most of you probably done heard these stories over and over and over, and y'all probably getting sick and tired of them. But I always try to come up with new details, stuff that I probably didn't say in the last videos. And now that I'm taking time to myself and really like thinking about different things and things becoming more clear to me now, I don't mind talking about the past and what I've been through. And sometimes it might be stuff that I might not have been comfortable with sharing before that. Now I'm saying it is what it is. So I can't speak for all people, but for all the people that for all my new people that's watch my videos and stuff like that, I done been through some crazy things, mostly with friendships, and then that one little so-called relationship I was in. And I'll repeat again, it's a lot of things that I may not have been paying attention to or focused on before that I'm learning now. The more I just sit back to myself and be thinking about different stuff that went on and what I may not have known before that. Oh, hold on. I gotta go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. I'm back. So, anyway, starting off with friendships, I'm gonna put it like this. So y'all know about the whole Delaware situation. I done spoke about it throughout majority of my videos, and I'm gonna really get into some things, or at least try to. So, um, I can't speak for all Virgos. I can only speak for what I went through and who I was around and stuff like that. So, I'm gonna say that that whole Delaware situation was the craziest situation I ever been in life. Like the most craziest. And I can't fully blame anybody. I can't fully blame my cousin. I can't fully blame her baby father, anybody on that side. I'm going to take blame for what I done, what I ignored, what I didn't pay attention to, the signs that I got, but I chose to keep on forgiving. But at the end of the day, I feel like I'm not going to allow lies to be told. I'm not going to allow myself to be falsely accused of when I know the truth. And I'm just thankful that I got out of that situation when I did and how I did. And I found out all I need to know to put me in a place where it's like, all right, brother, stop. Like, what is the point of you keep on forgiving people and allowing shit to go on and go on and go on? What you gonna forgive until you end up in a tough situation you can't get out of? People could say whatever they want, but at the end of the day, I feel like I'm the type of person where back then I was the type of person where I always wanted to have friends. I always wanted to be around people. I always wanted to have fun. I didn't really have no friends in school. Like I talked to people and I chat with people and I played around in school, but it wasn't to the point like after school we could call each other, we could hang out, go places together, um, do shit with each other. Once I got off that bus and I was home, I was home. And don't get me wrong, there was people that knocked that came to the house and knocked on the door. Oh, where Damien at? Is he coming outside? But those people was people that I never fuck with. So it's like if I don't fuck with you in school, why would you think that you could just come to my house and knock on my door thinking I'm gonna come outside and fuck with you now that we not in school? Um like I and then y'all know when I was living on Belly Street, I rarely got along with anybody. I grew up with these people. I've been living on Belly Street for plenty of years. And y'all already know. I didn't really fuck with nobody on that block like that. I spoke, I was cordial, but I can't. Like no, like taking the time to think about everything that had happened on that block and all the shit that I went through on that block. I really ain't had no friends on that block. No matter how cool, I mean, it may look like I was with people. Or if I came outside one day and I seen somebody sitting outside and I spoke to them, I just spoke being nice. So Y'all already know the story about how I went to Delaware and so and so and so and so and so. But I'm gonna start off with the end. The end was um the end was now mind you, I'm not gonna get all deep and go down memory lane all over again, but because y'all already I'm pretty sure a lot of my subscribers already know. The end was um after having to talk to such and such and my cousin going through her stuff, they going through their stuff, and I'm back and forth helping out. I just felt like I just eventually found out some truth. And eventually I caught on to shit that I wasn't paying attention to because I ain't want to think that way. No matter how crazy shit was, I just feel like I was ignoring signs because I didn't want to think that way. Um, but I should know. I was going through my own problems. I didn't want to be on Belly Street. So every opportunity I got to get away, I took it. I was in a whole nother city and state having fun, or at least trying to. And me and the truth is, me and my cousin's ex, I should have known something was up because like many times before, we'd have conversations because he'd text me on Facebook because mostly he'd be the one text me on Facebook like when I'm coming back down to Delaware or da 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 da. I done had conversations with him and I done had conversations with her. They both would text me out of the blue asking when was I coming back down to Delaware. Throughout the time we all was friends. So they had a little arguments and whatever they had going on. And he would text me, he'd text me just having like random bro to bro conversations. And I remember plenty of times where I guess he would like he felt like I don't know. I can't dig too deep, but I guess he felt like she was talking to other people and he was being sneaky talking to other people and sending me pictures. But at the end of the day, I'm like, I'm not about to tell him what she got going on because I don't know, and I'm not about to tell her what he got going on because I done been around them long enough to know that they always bickering at each other and da da da. So plus it ain't my business. I don't care. I got my own shit going on. So, but what I will say is like he had conversations with me like, um, if me and your cousin was to break up or something was to happen, would you still consider me as your cousin or would we still be friends and stuff like that? And I will always be like, I ain't about to pay attention. I don't know how to answer that question because something's wrong with the both of y'all. Y'all always like every time I'm around y'all, y'all always 1 minute y'all going back and forth with each other. Then about a few minutes later, it's like nothing happened. So I'm not about to pay attention to y'all. You tell her you leaving. She tell you she leaving. I'm not about to even entertain the bullshit. But he'll keep having these conversations like for real, answer the question. And I'm like, yeah, because at the end of the day, I'm like, I don't know if we hang out or stuff as much as we used to, but at the end of the day, yeah, I still see you as family because you are my cousin's father. You my little cousin's father. So yeah, you pretty much you pretty much family at the end of the day. That's my blood cousin. They my cousins through my great grandparents and so forth and what have you. But I don't know. I can't answer that because like I said, I'm not about to pay attention to y'all. Y'all always on some bullshit. That's why when y'all get into y'all shit, I don't ever pay y'all no mind. I go on about my business. Just like there's plenty of times where they done had to get the cops involved in certain situations that they had going on. I ain't got, yeah, I'm around, but I ain't got nothing to do with it. I mind my business. I'm here to help babysit with the children. There's plenty of times, y'all know how cops is when at the end of the day they want to know everything. So somebody in this house knows something. And every time I'm like, I ain't got nothing to do with it. They going through their own stuff. I'm just here to hang with my cousin. I'm here to help them with the kids every now and then. I was in another room. They ain't got shit to do with me. If I knew something, I'd let y'all know. But at the end of the day, they go through their own stuff. They go through this shit when I'm not here. So I can only imagine what it's like when I am here. Anyway, so Um, when they finally did separate. I didn't take it as serious as I feel like I should because that was my mindset. They didn't been through these situations before. I end up like, of course I know my cousin, but I end up meeting him when they were separated and planning on getting back together. And when I met them, they was still going through court because he wanted to drop whatever charges he had and shit like that. But the reason why I just got to a point where not only having to speak to the detectives and shit like that, but one of the main reasons why I just said, okay, enough is is because um it just got to a point where I'm like, this shit's fucked up. I love y'all. I treated y'all like family. Many people told me, "Oh, you always come home complaining about who said this and who did this and who did that," and then about 2 weeks later, you right back down there with them. I didn't ignore to stay away from them. They not right. If they treat you that way, you need to stop going down there. I ignored it because I'm like, at the end of the day, we family. Family not always going to get along. Family is we going to have arguments. We going to fight every now and then. But at the end of the day, we have fun, and I do a lot more shit than I do in Philly. I'm going to beaches, malls, all types of stuff in Philly. Hmm. So I felt like going to Delaware was a safe route because I was at a point where it's like anything could happen when I was living on Belly Street. So me taking that time and me spending time with my cousin and going out there, no matter how bad it got, I felt like it was safe. Cause I wasn't getting along with nobody. Every other day I was arguing with somebody. Every other day I was damn near about to fight somebody. That block was crazy. And every other day my name was in shit. Even if I stayed in the house that day, or even if I was at my sister's house, cousin's house, whoever house, my name was always in something. No matter if I was on the block or off the block. My sister had a whole apartment somewhere, and I used to be over there. I come back on the block, oh Damien this, Damien that. I'm like, I wasn't even home. Y'all see when I come back home and when I leave. Um, but anyway, the end was I was I believe I told the story before, but I found out some new shit because my phone broke. Something happened on my phone, and I went, and y'all know I was in Delaware, whatever. So my cousin baby father, he got a new phone. I don't know why he decided to get a new phone, but he still has his own phone. So I'm like, since you switching your phone, can I use your phone to watch YouTube and stuff? Cause I ain't got nothing to do. The kids accidentally broke my laptop, and I just want to sit in the living room and watch YouTube and shit. So he allowed me to use the old phone, and I also ended up going on my Facebook, and I was taking pictures. So as I'm taking pictures, y'all know when you're uploading your picture to Facebook, you got to go through the photos on the phone and find your picture, click on it, and then you upload your picture to Facebook. But as I'm uploading the picture, I screenshots and all this other shit, and I'm wondering why is my name popping up? And yep, I'm like, why is my name popping up? I'm being nosy. I looked through them. I said, fuck the picture I just took. I'm looking through them. Fucker was taking pictures of messages me and him had to get. I mean, with each other. This nigga was making fake face like when we used to get mad at each other and he used to block me. This motherfucker was making fake accounts, screenshot. I mean, yeah, screenshotting and like just posts I was making that he must have thought was about him or about my cousin or whatever the case may be. Then when I confronted him about it, he gonna talk about some. Your cousin told me to do that when we used to remember when we used to be arguing. Your cousin told me to do that. Bullshit. The most I knew is yeah, she used to. I remember times where she used to think that me and you was talking about her when we was having our own conversations or whatever. But you want some other shit, and you didn't think I was ever going to find out. And then so I got mad, and I erased the whole phone. So when he found out, I don't know why. I guess he wanted the phone back to get the phone numbers and stuff. So he found out I erased the phone. He got mad, ended up telling his mom. So now she upset. And I'm like, y'all on some sneaky shit. Like, that's fucked up. At the end of the day, like, why the fuck are you screen sharing messages, like our conversations that I'm having with you, and then you making fake Facebook accounts and adding me, having me thinking it's somebody else, and you screen sharing statuses that has nothing to do with you, or nothing, or ain't got shit to do about, or nothing about you, or whatever the case may be. So I just knew from that moment on, I couldn't trust nobody. Mm. The rest of that night just went horrible. I mean, I moved on from it, but the last night I was in Delaware, I'll tell this story again because I'm not about to go back down memory lane. So I'll tell this story again. So that whole last week, I was horrible. So from what I remember, I'm trying to go to sleep because I don't remember exactly what month it was or whatever case may be, but this y'all know how, like, for people that been in Delaware, y'all know how Delaware weather get. And they want to leave windows open, have central air on. It's freezing cold, and I get sick easily. My body get the chills. If it's super cold, my nose starts to get stuffy. I can't breathe. My throat hurt, and I'm coughing, sneezing. The cold sores start coming, and I'm freezing cold, and all y'all got comfortable beds, and I'm sleeping on the couch in the living room with this dirty ass white fur cover that y'all done spilled beverages and food on, and nobody had the audacity to be kind enough to take it to the washing machine and the dryer. But then y'all expect me every morning to let the hotel people in to make sure that y'all get clean towels and rags. So, um, I'm like, look, chill. I got a headache. I don't feel good. I even told his mom that I was ready to head back to Philly. She like, all right, I'll take you back. I got a doctor appointment tomorrow, so I'll drop you off probably before or after the doctor appointment. I'm like, all right, cool. So everybody all and laying down or whatever the case may be. I just helped her bring all the food in because I guess she went food shopping or however that situation may be. I just helped her bring the food in. He ain't there help with nothing. We had to take all the food out of her car, stack it on the little what's those little things that the hotels be having that you put your luggage on, whatever that thing is. We had to stack all that food, try not to drop nothing, break nothing, squish the bread, drag it all through the hotel lobby, all the way to the elevator. Try to get it in the elevator, plus fit in both of us in that small ass elevator. Then get it all the way to the such and such floor, all the way to the room. without dropping anything. It took us some time, but between me and her, we both did it. Now that it's in the hotel room, now you want to hug, sorry. Now you want to come out trying to eat. Anyway, so like I said, later on that night, everybody, I mean, it's getting late, everybody getting drowsy. He wants to play around. So he throwing stuff at me, throwing stuff at me. And I mean, I know he playing, but at the end of the day, I don't want to play. I already told you I got a headache. I'm ready to lay down. It's late at night. I'm trying to go to sleep because she got a doctor appointment the next day. She in there with the baby. It's time to lay down. But he want to keep playing, and he did multiple nights. That's what he do. He'll wait till she closed the door. Then he want to keep on throwing stuff, knowing that I'm gonna get mad. He don't know when to stop. But as soon as somebody do something to him, it's World War III. So that's pretty much what happened. I got mad. She coming out the room talking about saying y'all need to chill. Y'all being too loud. And I'm trying to put the baby to sleep, and I got a doctor appointment tomorrow. He act like he gonna chill. Then as soon as he see that she close that door again, he keep peeking out, throwing stuff. So now I'm getting mad. You want to keep hitting me, and I'm trying to take it as you just playing. Although I keep telling you to stop, but now you're getting disrespectful because I already told you to stop. About 2 or 3 times. So I start taking stuff and hitting him back. Now he want to get all hyped because now his mom then came out the room again. Now he want to get all hyped, threatening me. So we start arguing. I got my man. I packed all the stuff I could find that belonged to me, and I'm like, no, I want to go home tonight because he's not. I mean, He's going to wait till you close that door again. He's going to keep bothering me, and I'm about to whoop his ass. So now she upset. Then when we get out to the car, she find out she got a flat tire. Now she getting bad at the both of us. I mean, I said bad, I mean mad at the both of us. Although she know that he's the one who flat the tire. I don't drive your car. And that's the last time any of us ever seen each other in person. I got home. She made it back to Delaware with a flat tire or whatever. When I sworn everything I love, that is the last time any of us ever seen each other in person. I haven't heard from her since event like about 2 or 3 years later. He been trying to hit me up on Facebook. Talk about some I haven't heard from you in 2 years. Trying to get me to hang out with him, and I'm like, no. I'm like, absolutely not. After all this shit that I've been through, y'all lucky that I'm even being nice enough to talk to y'all. I'm like, y'all lucky you lucky I'm being nice enough to talk to you through Instagram or whatever. That's the closest I'm going. But when it comes to hanging out, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not about to put myself in no more situations. I can't trust nobody. Now, I used to tell myself, is it a Virgo thing? Like, I really want to know. And I don't know if anybody else went through some crazy friendships or y'all is in a relationship with. Like, I don't know. I really don't know. I want somebody else's opinion because I got family members that's Virgos and stuff like that. But I personally feel like everybody is different. You can't. I don't think you could put that on everybody. I feel like everybody is different in their own way. But when it comes to friendships, I done already had two strikes. And the sad thing about it is both of these friendships took place around the same time. Well, somewhere around the same time. One started in 2015, the other one started in 2016. One was in person. Well, no, it started off on Facebook, then it was in person. The second one was on another platform, but we never met in person. Is it a Virgo thing? Now, the similarities. Um, I feel like in both friendships I was in, the Delaware situation, and um, well, the one with my cousin's ex, and the one with my old friend Danny. This is where I feel they can relate in the relationships these two men was in. Somewhat relatable. Number two, um, I personally feel like I try to be as supportive as I can be. And that's the type of friend I try to be. I try to be a supportive friend. If you need help or if you need my advice, I'm gonna try my best. Um, I'm gonna respect you just as much as you respect me. We could talk about anything, whatever. But I feel like in my friendship with Danny, I feel like during a lot of our conversations, he could be a bit controlling to a point where it's like we could be having a conversation about something. I could have my opinion on something. He could have his opinion on something. It might not be the same opinion. You can't force nobody to think the way you think. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. But I feel like at times he gets to the point where it's like he feel like he's smarter than you. It should go his way, and he'd cause a whole big hissy fit if you like fuck it. I don't agree. I don't agree, and you're not gonna force me to agree with how you feel about this situation. I done been hung up on by this man. We done got into arguments, everything. But my as for y'all know the other person. I don't ever want to say his name. As for the Delaware situation and that so-called friendship, it wasn't really like that. His controlling ways would be where Don't get me wrong. There were times where we have a conversation and he'd get mad because I didn't agree with what he was saying, but he wasn't the type of person that's going to try to force you to agree. He'd just get mad. Um, his controlling ways was he would play too much and he would go too far at times. And it's like, leave me alone. Don't follow me. Don't touch me. Don't come near me. Leave me alone and let me cool down. Because you get me to the point where now I want to fight you. And I'd rather walk away and cool myself off than us get into a fight. And then you end up trying to call the police and I get up into some trouble. Leave me alone. Let me cool off. He want to follow you. He want to grab you. And I'm like, leave me alone. Stop touching me. That's the stuff that's causing us to argue and want to fight. Leave me alone. Like, I don't care how late it is. You're getting on my nerves. I don't care if it's 11 or 12 o'clock at night. I'd rather go outside, get some fresh air, sit on the porch and cool off than be in the house with you, knowing that you're not going to stop. But as soon as somebody buy you or say the wrong thing to you, then it's World War III. Um, Another thing that bothered me was in the beginning with both friendships, we were very comfortable to the point where it's like you accept me, I accept you. We can have conversations and neither one would get offended or whatever the case may be. Like we could talk about anything. You ask me a question, I'm gonna be honest with you. I ask you a question, I expect you to be honest with me. And even though other people may not agree with how close the friendship is, we have a fair understanding with each other. So if no one else can understand, then it is what it is. Like when it comes to the friendship with when it came to the friendship with me and Danny, let's just say like we could watch a movie and there'd be a gay scene that pop up. We didn't watch me and him to watch Moonlight together, and he the one who put it on. And we watched the whole movie together. He ain't complaining about none of the scenes or what the two men was doing or nothing. Cause I heard about the movie, but I've never seen it. He just ended up putting it on, and we ended up watching it. This man didn't see me in wigs. He didn't see me dancing. He didn't see me in bodysuits and all types of stuff. Um, but at times it did get to a point where I felt like he was trying to play in my face because I remember one time. Hold on. I remember one time. I'm not gonna go down memory lane and speak on all talks, but just for example, I remember one time. I don't know if it was Baidu or it was some type of app that I end up adding him on and putting a lot of different pictures of myself. A majority of the pictures I put on the app was pictures of me with different wigs on and stuff. So I remember he ended up calling me, and before we could even start the conversation or whatever, I see him and his nephew laughing. Now I know at the end of the day he was living with family, whatever the case may be, and his nephew was a teenager at the time. I believe he may still be. And I understand he had a close bond with his nephew. Don't bother me because I got a close bond with mine. And I believe probably around that time I might have been still living with my aunt Trina and had my cousin around, whatever the case may be. So yeah, he ended up calling me, and I see him and his nephew giggling. But as I'm listening to the conversation they having, I quickly noticed that your nephew is actually looking at my pictures. Why are you showing your nephew my pictures? And what is so funny? He's the type of person that do stuff, and don't get me wrong, because the Delaware situation, he used to do this well, he ain't do that, but he used to do things kind of relatable where he'd do something and I question him about it, and he'd be like, "Oh, you too defensive. You get mad about everything. I'm just joking around. Stop being so serious." No, I'm not stupid because I'm pretty sure in the beginning of our friendship we had a fair understanding. We could play around. We fellas, we homies. We could play around, but certain stuff that you don't do because you know I'm gonna get offended by, and certain stuff that I don't do because I know you're gonna get offended by. Like, you don't want nobody mentioning that. I mean, you don't want nobody cracking jokes on or mentioning the fact that you're speech impaired or your hearing problems. Or you don't want nobody calling you the big R word. I don't want you cracking jokes about my sexuality or anything that had to do with my sexuality because I could have had, I mean, I thought we had a fair understanding that you were accepting because we didn't have to be friends. I wasn't forcing you to be my friend. I just don't like flip floppy people because at the end of the day, I look at it like, nigga, we take pictures together. Majority of every picture we took together, I have a wig on. In the pictures, we shaking hands, we standing next to each other. When I first met you, we were taking pictures. I had a whole tongue ring. It had where it's me, him, and my cousin. I was just about to hop in the shower, and they decided to take pictures. Now I was fully dressed, but I was still about to hop in the shower. And I think it was a towel or a rag over my head, and we was eating gummy worms or some type of candy. My tongue out in one of the pictures, making silly faces. Y'all decide to post a picture on Facebook, whatever the case may be. So I'm pretty sure all your friends seen it. Everybody know that I was your baby mom gay cousin. I don't like flip floppy people. Don't sit here and act like you're comfortable being around me 1 minute and da. And then when you get around other people, you allow them to influence you to start treating me differently. Or you'll bring these people around me and then you start treating me differently when we all around each other. And then when they go they separate way, oh, now you want to be my friend. Man, please go on about your business. Because when y'all came to my house and y'all met my sister and my brothers and my niece and nephews and whoever, I treated y'all the same way I treat y'all we in Delaware. So I was expecting the same in return. But like I said, me and Danny, we never met each other in person. We just talked through Facebook Messenger and other apps. And he'd go on with his different situations, live in this place and then that place and that. He'd have different people coming around them. And after a while, he started acting differently. But in the same token, we could have many conversations with each other. We could talk all day and all night, and everything is cool. But then when you get around certain people, you start acting weird, and I'm like, I don't like that. But throughout all the stuff I've been through, I had to learn to choose wisely. Not everybody is a real friend. And you can't keep on accepting and thinking things going to change, because the more you keep accepting and forgiving, it's going to get, then the same people that you accept, and they're going to make you out to be the monster. Then they're going to start calling you the outcast. Nobody want to hang around you. You problematic. You always talking shit and starting shit. You always posting stuff on social media when you don't get your way. And I'm like, at the end of the day, I don't care. That's what I do. I wanted to be a YouTuber. I go live on Facebook, and when you piss me off and you do something that I don't like, if I feel like it's worth talking about, then yeah, I'm going to speak about it on social media. And the crazy thing about it, one thing that I never mentioned is I'm actually not the one who started the whole social media thing. Um because I remember plenty of times where I guess they would end up telling other family members, yeah, he be on YouTube and he be on Facebook talking about us and da. What they don't know is, and I'm not trying to start nothing by bringing all of this back up. I'm just speaking from like my life experiences and what I went through and what I learned. And anyway, but the truth is, he was the starter of the whole Facebook thing, because I guess he was having his problems with people, whatever he was going through, and with me and him adding each other on Facebook, he used to go live and stuff and be games and playing basketball and football, or he'd post pictures of us playing and shit like that. The first time I went out to Delaware and we was outside playing in the yard, and that's how I found the videos. And I was questioning, like, what happened? Like, who are you referring to? So when he started pissing me off, I'm like, okay. So that's how you want to go about things? Okay, I'm gonna do it too. And then I was already on YouTube doing like my wig videos and other videos, singing covers, dancing videos, um, talking about wanting to leave school. I think I started doing YouTube videos when I was like probably like 18, 19, maybe 20. So, yep, that's how that started. Um, yeah, within those friendships, I feel like I feel like the friendship between me and the friendship between me and Danny lasts longer because we did know each other in person. So I feel like I could deal with a lot more not knowing him in person than what probably could have happened if I did eventually meet him in person because he moved about three different locations throughout the friendship and he wasn't in Pennsylvania at first. And many times we like when he did move to Pennsylvania. There's many times where he be like, when we like where he be like when we gonna hang out, or I mention him, we be having conversations, and then he'll keep talking. Well, you ain't never give me your address, and you think I'm playing, you think I'm lying. Like if you give me your address, I'll pull up and come pick you up. But the true thing was, I was protecting myself because I'm like, at the end of the day, if we rarely could get along on on Facebook or whatever platform we talking on, I'm not about to put myself in a situation and it end up like the Delaware situation where I end up trusting somebody that I originally met off of social media, end up meeting them in person. And now I'm in your household and I'm in your territory, and you feel like because of that, you could treat me however way you want. I feel like you gotta be very, very careful who you call friend because you just never know how things may go. And then another reason why I feel like the friendship between me and Danny Lance is because, like I said, in ways, he was a lot more respectful. And in our friendship, we done went through, I believe we went through a lot more. And in ways, we could quickly go through something and then like give it a short period of time and then we cool again. And that other friendship I was in, um, certain people like to play victim instead of just apologizing and moving on and fixing the situation. Y'all like to play victim and make it seem like y'all ain't do shit and y'all don't know how to apologize or accept responsibility for your actions and own up to those actions. Then y'all also like to get other people involved, but these other people y'all getting involved was the ones that y'all was telling me ain't rock with y'all. Now all of a sudden that we beefing, now y'all friends. I'm telling y'all, man, like I used to go through some shit. most of the time it was things that I thought I'd never get out of. And I had to own up because I felt like I was too forgiving. I kept giving people chance after chance after chance when they didn't deserve it. And I also feel like in friendships, I allow people to make me out as a bad guy. And it was believable because after a while, I'm the one apologizing, and it's looking like I'm owning up to the false accusations. And now we hanging out again. So to other people, it's like, okay, so clearly you are the bad guy, and they forgave you. Now y'all hanging out again. That's probably why I'm so antisocial and I don't be like I went through so much in the past, being and around fake ass friends and fake ass people. I don't trust nobody no more. I don't go out. I don't go out club with nobody. I don't spend night at nobody's house. I'd rather stay in my own lane. Plus, I'm a lot older now. So what I used to do in my 20s or in my teens, things had to change. Um, and personally, I feel like, yeah, I had to own up to the fact that I allowed things to bother me instead of just ignoring it and moving on. I decide to curse people out. I decide to entertain it. I decide to keep on forgiving. I decided to keep on hanging around certain people that I shouldn't have been hanging around and should have stayed away from way longer than what I did. And a lot of it was fucking up family bonds. Like certain family members was getting involved, and ugh, it was just a lot. Um, the another thing that bothered me about, I remember one time we was having a conversation, and I felt like in our conversations when he called, we only talk about two different things. It was either like most of our conversations be about two different things that I didn't want to keep on talking about. It was either he'd keep mentioning his ex-wife, or he'd ask me questions relating to Full Sail, and when I gave him an answer that he wasn't expecting, somehow it'll cause an argument. Then when he'd start playing victim, like, oh, every time we talk, I'm always mad about something. or I'm always nagging and complaining about something. And it's like, no, I'm not mad at all. But at the end of the day, if you ask me a question, you already see that something's bothering me because we had already had this conversation before. Why do you keep asking me about it? We could talk about anything else. You can ask me how my day going, what I ate. You can ask me anything else. We could talk about music. We could talk about whatever. We do not have to have a whole conversation every time you call me speaking about school. We not on campus. We online students, number one. And number two, if you not with this woman anymore, why majority of our conversations you always bringing her up? And then it even got to a point where we had, but one time we was having a conversation, and I used to tell them all the time, I'm sick and tired of hearing certain people's names, and I'm sick and tired of speaking about them. Can we talk about something else? And then he gonna talk about some well when they arguing and shit like that. And if I hear it, I could hung up. First of all, you called me, and you always arguing with some goddamn body. You even get to the point where we'd be on the phone. We'd be on the phone supposedly having a whole conversation, and you'll walk off, and I'm sitting here waiting patiently for you to come back and finish our conversation. And then you'll come back hours later, talk about some you forgot that I was even on the damn phone. Or we could be having a private bro to bro conversation. The people in the conversation, but then when people was around me, you would get mad and hang up. Crazy, right? I don't know, man. That's why. Don't get me wrong. I got people I talk to because I'll still be on different social media websites and stuff like that. But I try my best to be very, very careful, and I rarely even take people serious. Like, if y'all broadcast and I talk to y'all through y'all broadcast, once that broadcast is over and I go on about my day and y'all going about yours, I don't even care no more. Cause like I said, y'all gotta be very careful. You just don't know. You just don't know. Somebody can act all nice and kind 1 minute, then next thing you know, you ready to break their neck the next. That's why you gotta give people time. You can't just rush into things, and that was my problem. The first time I felt like everything was gonna be nine and I said nine. I mean nice and kumbaya. I'm quickly already claiming friends. Oh, he was so sweet. Oh, she was so sweet. You can't do that. And that's why I'm taking this time for anybody that watch my YouTube videos and y'all feel like y'all going through similar situations that I spoke on. I'm letting y'all know right now, be very careful and take your time. Don't rush into nothing. Because if you do, that's gonna be on you. Don't say I ain't warn you. I don't care if it's a friendship. I don't care if it's a relationship. Take your time and take it slow. Or else you're gonna end up in those similar situations. Um then when it comes to relationships, Yeah, when I was younger, I had my crushes, I had friends and stuff, but I ain't take nobody seriously. I mean, as when you kids, of course, you got a whole bunch of friends and stuff, and you think they're attractive, and y'all playing around and flirting around with each other and playing little games y'all know y'all ain't supposed to be playing. Catch a girl, freak a girl, catch a boy, freak a boy, and hide and go seek and all that in house and all that other crazy stuff. So yeah, I had my crushes or whatever the case may be, but I wasn't dating nobody. I wasn't taking nobody serious. Nothing. The guy honest truth is I mean yeah, I playfully claimed that I like when I was way younger that oh I had this and I had that. Nah. Mm-mm. Like the guy honest truth is my first serious date I had to be at least like 20, was I 27, 28? Yeah, I was probably like 27, 28. Um yep, and this was back in 2020 when I was living in West Philly. Talking to Darren was the first official situation I had been in. And to be honest, I can't even say that it was seriously a date. I don't know what I was doing. To be honest, I felt like I started being cool with him because I just wasn't happy. I was living in Wesley at my aunt crib, my aunt, my uncle, and cousins. Everybody was going willy nilly, doing going out clubbing, having fun, and I was just the type of person that was just always stuck in the house, not doing nothing, not getting invited nowhere, not really doing nothing. So my only real friends was talking to people on Facebook, and Darren was somebody that I known for a few years. And it just got to a point where I was like, he's in Jersey, I'm in Philly. We've been cool for several years. And you come to Philly and be going to those convention centers and stuff in Center City. Why, like, you not that far. So how come we can't just meet each other and hang out? And like I mentioned before, every time I would be like, when we going to hang out, when we going to meet up, he'd keep saying soon, 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 soon. That was always his answer. So I'm like, every time I ask you this question, you always saying soon. Like, if you don't want to hang out, just let me know because it's like this whole soon, like I feel like you probably hiding something. Then, once he realized I was getting irritated with the whole soon thing, now he wanted to talk about some. I never gave him my address and he didn't think I was serious. So I ended up giving him the address. Like, if you want to hang out, let's hang out. I already had one friend that I hung out with in that situation. That ain't go well. All we did was sat on the porch and talk. Um, when I was living in North Philly, I gave him that address. Now he talk about some it's not popping up on the GPS. Waited about like about like 2 years later. Now I'm in West Philly. I give him that address. He finds it. So I'm like, all right, you know the address. Let's just pick a day where you ain't doing nothing. I don't never do nothing. So just let me know. I whatever clothes I got, I pack what I want to bring with me, and you just let me know when you on your way. He was like, all right, cool. That only lasted from that lasts from September 2020 to January 2021. I think late February, close to March, I realized that things wasn't working out. I had already put up with the learning about you, massaging people's feet, learning about you lying and hiding secrets and talking to other people, and being a fool. I forgave, but the more I forgave, now you over here lying about, oh, you don't know when we can hang out again. You not getting no auditions. You not doing this ain't happening, that ain't happening. You're lying because every time I like you post everything you do on Facebook, I see you at Walmart, I see you at restaurants. Now you over here lying, talk about some you was out with your cousin. Nigga, I done been at your house for months to the point that I ain't never come home. I already know that no one comes to the house. The only person that you invite to the house is a person that you was talking to, your little friend that you so called cheated on me with. That's the only person that came to the house. Now he tells him, oh, his cousin in town, his cousin took him out. You're a liar. And this is what really rung bells and how I knew his lying because, like I told y'all, I just so happened one day to go on his little website that he be broadcasting on, and who do I see sitting next to him? The person whose feet he is rubbing. You can't lie no more because I caught on to every damn thing. We not like, where are you still lying for? Now that I caught him in his lie, he want to start mentioning God and talk about some his mom and his dad, and he not about to change his ways for nobody. So I told him, miss me with the bullshit. You can't fool me. At the end of the day, I don't go to church, but I used to. I know what the Bible says and what the Bible don't say. You cannot try to act like you are Christian and you holier than thou, and try to hit me with so-called Bible verses and stuff to use that as an excuse for the lies and the bullshit that you do. It ain't gonna work with me. It might work with anybody else, but it ain't gonna work with me. So then after we didn't call it all off, I give it about like a couple weeks later, we're still Facebook friends or whatever, and I got upset because we had a mutual friend on Facebook, and this had also happened while we were dating. Hold on. This also happened while we were dating, but we had a mutual friend on Facebook, and I see him making flirtatious comments under this mutual friend's post. And then he want to talk about some, oh, it's just Facebook. I'm not serious. I'm like, I don't give a damn if it's Facebook or not. If you in a whole relationship, you should not be flirting with nobody and thinking I'm not going to find out, especially somebody that we both Facebook friends with. That's the stuff he used to do. That's why I told myself I don't think I would ever date a Scorpio again because you're a liar. You just think that you could talk to whoever you want, flirt around with whoever you want. But I feel like he's the type of person that like to take advantage of people. You see somebody going through a tough situation in their life, and you would do whatever you can to get them to be your little boo thing for that time. You would take them out to eat, buy them gifts, get them a couple of dollars every now and then, invite them to your house. And I already told y'all, it's a lot of things that I didn't agree with, but I accepted. Number one, um, he only took me around certain people, and whoever that I met, he would always tell them, "Oh, I'm just his friend from Philadelphia. I'm just his buddy." Out in public, although we used to go out to eat, we used to go food shopping together, and I went out mostly certain places with him. Anybody he introduced me to, if they asked who I was, it was always, "Oh, I'm just his buddy," or "I'm just his friend from Philly." He never told the truth. But I pretty much accepted it because I'm like, a lot of people will make crazy questions because of our age difference and many other reasons. So I learned to accept that. Number two, because of the fact that he never put it out on blast that he is in a relationship, although he did claim that he only told one person the truth, well, a cousin of his, the truth about us. He felt like that was a reason that allowed him to do whatever he wanted to do. And number two, we'd be out anywhere. This man be looking at other people out the window. Then when he felt like that I was paying attention to him, then he'd be trying to get me to flirt or try to get my opinion on certain people, body parts and stuff. Like, let's just say that's a man walking past with some tight shorts on, and he feel like the guy got a big butt. I'm not about to compliment no one's body parts, especially if I'm in the car with you. Why are you even looking at people's asses? Then There be times where, like I told y'all, he used to be on this sex chat, this adult live website called Can Four. He's still on there today. I know he is. So when I was over his house, he used to always be on it. Like I said, he used to always be on Can Four. I guess he called himself making money by being a live model. I don't know. So he used to just randomly tell me about guys that he is meeting and they body parts, and I don't know if he was trying to make me jealous or what. And I used to ignore it. I'm like, okay, good for you. Good to know. Then it's late night, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2 in the morning. I understand he got friends. He's been in the, I guess he's been in the Army or the Navy. He go to church programs. He meet a lot of people in New Jersey. Whoop de do. I was cool with Danny at the time, and Danny used to always call when, even when I was over there. Me and Danny would be on the phone. But at the end of the day, I already explained to you, this man is in a relationship. He's straight. There's nothing going on. This is just my homie that I've been cool with way before I even started dating. So you can't get mad because I have a homie that I'm cool with. And I don't get mad when you be talking to all your friends and we go out somewhere and next thing you know you leave me in the car and you in the car with somebody else. Nor did I get mad when you claimed that you was getting a haircut and you left me in the car for damn near 2 hours just so you could get your haircut. When I could just stay at the house with the dog. But man, oh man, it's so much stuff that used to happen. Um, yeah, it's crazy. Like he just used to do a whole bunch of crazy things and just felt like he could get away with it because, like I said, he never admitted to the relationship out in public. Everybody just knew. I mean, just seen me as his friend. So, like I said, it only lasted about 5, 6 some odd months. Then it got to a point where I found out the truth about a lot of stuff. We called it off. And then it got to a point where now that we officially called it off, he's on Facebook making a whole bunch of indirect posts about me. Speaking about my family that he don't even know because I never introduced him to anyone. The most he seen was like one time he had dropped me off. He seen my cousins on the porch smoking. So he started making all these indirect, disrespectful posts So I said, since you want to speak on people that you don't know that I never introduced you to, you never hung around or anything like that, and you want to be disrespectful, putting other people into our problems, I exposed his ass. I said, "Don't get mad because I got family who hang around me, and I be around my family, and nobody will come to your house. You spend more time at your brother's house than he come to see you. And then you want to come home, come back to the crib crying to me, talk about some he don't like you and he don't respect your preference. But then you want to talk about some before your mama died, she told you to take care of your little brother. So if that's what happened, why you always come to, I mean, when you come back to the crib, you come to me complaining. So after we broke up, I gave him some time to cool off, and I figured that okay, maybe he eventually changed his ways. So I got bored, and I ended up trying to give him a second chance, and everything was going good for a while. I mean, we became cool, but then eventually he started acting like an asshole again. Then, for some reason, about like a year or two later, I tried to give him a third chance. And then he wanted to start talking in direct and still taking shots. Okay, now I'm really about to get on your case. And that's the last time we talked. And he's pretty much the type of person who, like the friendship sizing, he's the type of person who don't take accountability for his actions, like to play victim. At the end of the day, you're the one who cheated. You're the one who was rubbing people's feet and still hanging around the person that you cheated on me with. You're the one I seen on Cam 4 with this person watching the Martin reunion. But when I used to be over at your crib and I used to walk past the camera, you act like you had a problem because you over there telling people you single. And when I walk past the camera, now you got a problem. But then now that I'm not over there and we done broke up, you got this fat build a beer all in the camera. And then when y'all realized that I was watching, now he want to cut the camera off. So you was lying the whole time. And then the crazy thing about it is the whole rubbing situation happened. He was still doing stuff, and then he always talks on why you always bringing up. He hasn't. I mean, he haven't called me. We haven't texted. We haven't hung out. And then he want to keep bringing up the fact that I was cool with Danny. And I'm like, at the end of the day, you can't bring up him because at the end of the day, I didn't do nothing. I didn't do nothing compared to the stuff I caught you doing. But yeah, y'all, like I don't know what it is about people. After going through those situations, I just got to the point where I don't like. I really don't hang out with nobody. I'm very laid back to myself. I just ain't got the time for it. The most that I hang around is my niece and my sister. And if I see my nephews, I see them. But other than that, I pretty much just stay to myself. Yeah. I just got to a point where I don't trust nobody. Like, if you want to be my friend, you won't really have to work hard. It ain't gonna be easy. Like I tell you, I'm serious. I got people like I go on these little platforms and I talk to certain people, but like I said, I watch certain broadcasts and stuff like that. And once the broadcast is over, I go on about my day and they go on about theirs. I got a few people that I've known for some years, and it's a few people that be like, "Oh, what's up? How you doing? How you doing in school?" Stuff like that. But a lot of these people, they live in like different states and stuff. So yeah, if there's anything I could say that I miss about those friendships is, to be honest, not really so much. I think when it comes to the whole Delaware situation, I miss the location. I felt like Delaware was a place where I felt a bit more comfortable than being in Philadelphia. And that's because, like I said, nobody knew me out there. And I felt like, in ways, I could be more myself. And I was more outgoing because we was always going somewhere, going to parks, going to malls, probably going like food shopping and stuff like that. Like majority of the time, we was always going out somewhere. And I'm the type of person where I'm gonna make friends with anybody. I'll be talking to people and stuff. Like we could go shopping. Like we used to go to late night trips at Walmart because my cousin, like I said, she used to do home health aid, and she also used to work at I guess a nursing home or whatever. So she used to come home like around I think 10:30 or 11:30. We go and pick her up, and then we'd go to like Wawa and Walmart, and for whatever reason, I'll just make friends with anybody. And that's the goddamn truth. It'd be like, I guess people see me as a random guy that was always wearing wigs. Every time I went somewhere, I had a different wig on, and they seen me in a group of people. My cousin, her baby father, his brother, or the baby father, his brother would have a childhood friend of theirs. They used to come with us from time to time, or sometimes they invite their cousins over. I was funny, I was goofy, I was always making somebody laugh by stuff that I probably did or stuff that I probably said. And that's pretty much how I started making friends. And then every time I used to go to Walmart or somewhere, it got to the point where I was walking in there, shaking hands, giving hugs. People would ask how I'm doing, where I'm from, when's the next time I'm come near. Do I live in Delaware? I'm like, no. I'm just out here with my cousins or whatever. So y'all see me from time to time. And then when it comes to the friendship with me and Danny, I could say I miss the fact that although he could be a pain in the ass sometimes, I miss the fact that we could talk about any like in the beginning we could talk about anything. Like I could be mad about something, I could be going through something, or I could be just trying to get somebody advice on something, or trying to get a second opinion or a different opinion. And it could be like something that you can like as a person in the LGBTQ community, it could be something that you can't just talk to any regular heterosexual guy about. And that's the thing. When it came to me and him, we had that type of bond where I felt like he wasn't easily offended by certain conversations. Um, Another thing is like we could talk all day and night, listening to music, watching movies, talking about celebrity topics, or joking around, and um, And the crazy thing about it is my sister, she would talk about that she wanted to do a podcast and she thought me and her could do a podcast. And around the same time, um, me and Danny was planning on doing a school podcast where we just talk about different situations. And I felt I don't know what the topic was going to be about. Me and my sister did one because you already know a while back we we used to do YouTube videos together. So I don't know, but it did get to a point where I was like, that would be cool. Me and Danny did a podcast together because it'd be different to have like two different opinions on very crazy topics. Him being a straight guy, me being a gay guy, we just talk about different topics and getting two different opinions on. And we're just going to do a podcast where we give our own opinions and then like we let people call in and give their opinions. Um, and he'll talk about how he got the microphones and everything that he need. And like if I ever was to come to his house, we could just sit in the room and do a podcast because he already got most of the equipment. But I don't know. To be honest, I don't know if but I did think the idea would have been dope because we could just be randomly talking about so much different stuff and it'd be crazy. But stuff happened, and like I said, we rarely get along on social media, so I didn't want to put myself in that situation of going into your territory a whole 2 3 hours away from where I live at, and we get into some type of disagreement or something. Mm-mm. I've already been there, done that. I'm sorry, I ain't got the time for it. I'm not about to put myself in no situation and then have to go through a whole nother Delaware charades or something similar to that. And the crazy thing about it is, I buy look like man, we've been cool. Like the last thing I text him, and he ain't never respond. But the last thing I text him, and I had this before. I mean, I had said this plenty of times before when we used to get into it. I'm like, look, man, we need to figure out how can we fix this because we've been friends for way too long. Like I've been friends with you longer than the majority of people that I even consider friends. I've been friends with you before you had your first child. Like I met you off of you now, and you and like yes, such and such was pregnant, but y'all ain't never know the gender yet until like probably like a while after we even became friends. You got to the point where you calling me your children's godfather and shit like that. We didn't talk about playing things together. I mean, together. I just feel like something need to be fixed because it's no point that we see each other as friends, but it's always an argument or something. I just feel like it's stupid. I see you like big bro or big cousin something. But hey, it is what it is. I guess some things ain't meant to be, and if I ever get another friendship, so be it. But if not, oh well. I got a host of family that I could hang out with. And then that's another thing. The crazy thing about it is I really haven't seen nobody since June. That's the God honest truth. I really haven't seen nobody since June. I feel like it was hard. Like I don't want to bring it up. I mean, although it's a whole year and some months later, I don't want to dig deep into it. But I feel like it was hard because I'm so used to popping up at my aunt crib. And yeah, I see my cousins because most of them be all sitting downstairs or whatever the case may be. But I don't even feel comfortable because I know what I used to do when I go over there. Every time I went over there, yeah, I speak to my cousins or whatever the case may be. But the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run upstairs, go into my aunt room, and expect her to be laying in the bed watching her television shows. And I would go in there, speak, give a hug and kiss, and we have a conversation or whatever. And the sad thing about it is, I remember I was going somewhere. I was going with my sister because she was dropping my niece off to her grandma's house, and we was driving past. No, we was close to driving past my aunt house, and she asked me, "Did I want to go over there? Did I want to go over there and chill for a little bit?" And I was like, "Mm-mm, it's too soon. It's too early." Cause number one, I don't like that block anyway. I don't bang with nobody on there. And then number three, it's like only a couple of months later, and like I said, I know exactly what I'm gonna do, and I don't feel like crying. Cause the first thing I'm gonna do every time I go into their house, the first thing I do is if I see anybody downstairs or whatever, I speak to everybody, handshakes, hugs, whatever, and I'm running upstairs. Number one, to use the bathroom, and number two, to go speak to my aunt. Anyway, getting off the sad topic, but like I said, speaking on the podcast, yeah, me and him planned on doing a podcast where we just talk about random stuff. And like, it was going to start off with us talking about how friendships could be between a heterosexual male or female and them being cool with somebody that's part of the LGBTQ community. And we're just going to talk about the good that could be in the friendship, the bad that could be in the friendship, and the ugly that could be in the friendship, and then get people opinions on that. Then once we get that out the way, we're just going to just talk about random topics. It could be about life situations, celebrity situations, relationship problems, anything. We're just going to talk about stuff we got going on in school. He actually the one that came up with the idea because me and my sister was already talking about doing one, and then he ended up mentioning it. So I don't know what he wanted to talk about. He the one who came up with the idea of doing the podcast, and I'm the one who came up with what topics would we talk about. But like I said, it just never happened because number one, we stopped talking, and number two, we ain't get to a point where we planned on meeting each other in person because the friendship pretty much ended. And it ain't like any time before where we had stopped talking for a while and then he had just randomly hit me up. I haven't heard from him since December, and it's now March. But hey, it is what it is. Um, and not to keep going back to the Delaware situation, but to be honest, I feel like I had more of a close bond with um hold on. I feel like out of all the people, I had more of a close bond with my cousin's mother-in-law at the time than anybody. Cause yeah, I was dear to my cousin. Yeah, I had a friendship with her baby father. But the God honest truth is, out of all the people, I was even more cool with his mom than anybody. Because of course, my cousin and her son used to get on her nerves just like they used to get on mine. And there's plenty of times where she'd be like, just acting like that they some patience or whatever. I'm not going to say exactly what she said, but y'all pretty much get the point. But sometimes people get on your nerves to the point where, as much as you try to ignore it and walk away, and people get to the point where you just gotta respond. And people, once they realize that you trying to ignore them and stuff, they'll do anything and everything they can to get you to really, really, really snap the hell out because they don't know how to stop. I want to watch a movie. Like I don't know. I want to watch a movie, but I can't think of what's good to watch. And I keep going on Tubi, but I'll just see stuff that I mean. Don't get me wrong, there's good movies on there, but it's not something that I really, really want to watch. And it's like it's the same old movies. Yeah, y'all. That's who I had a close bond with, and most of the time she see that they was getting on my nerves, and she'd be going shopping or she'd be going out to get her cigarettes and her coffee, and to get me away from them for a short period of time. She'd ask me, "Do I want to go?" And as we going out, or there be times when she'd be dropping me all back home. That's when we had most of our own conversations, and I felt like she gave me a better understanding of how to deal with them. But stuff still happened. Don't get me wrong, I still got love for people. It's just that you can love them from a distance. You ain't always gotta be around them. You ain't gotta hang out with them and go to their crib or they come to yours and stuff like that. At the end of the day, if you feel like it's respect level and things going good, and y'all just so happen to end up at the same place together, so be it. Do your thing, chicken wing. But me personally, like I said, so much stuff happened that I had to realize who you can hang around with and who you can't, especially when it's getting to the point where you've been hit with so many warnings and so many signs. And it's to the point where now people's lives is getting put in jeopardy. You get to that point where you start to see that people actually don't fuck with you, or they don't care about you as much as you probably think that they do. Um, and that's not to try to make you seem like that you always a good person, because everybody had their flaws. Everybody make mistakes sometimes. A lot of people do things out of anger, and they don't think twice. A lot of people don't think before they act because they be so furious and frustrated. And I never said I was an angel, but one thing I can say is that I try my best to be a good friend, be there for people, help people out if I feel like they need help with something. But yeah, anyway. To be honest, I feel like that's the main reason why, and I relate. I mean, this is somewhat relatable to neighborhoods I lived in, and why I never really consider people to be friends, like real friends, because I'm the type of person where I don't think I could take you serious and really consider you as a friend if you choose to be cool with people that you know don't like me. I'm not going to force you to hang out with, I mean, to stop hanging out with people or whatever the case may be, because in certain situations, people was already friends with these people. They already grew around these people, and I just so happen to end up being a new friend. So I really can't like, oh well, I know y'all been friends from the past, but now that you see yourself as my friend, I want you to stop hanging with this person because they don't like me or they said something about me. But even in my school life, I felt like there's people that I call friends, but like I said, they're just people that I hung around with at school. After the school day was over and I went home, I wasn't thinking about those people. And like I said earlier, it wasn't people that I talked to after school or whatever the case may be. And even when social media was around, I had people from school that I had on social media. I rarely even talk to him because once I was out of the Delta, I didn't care. I didn't. Um, and most of that was because, like I said, situations as to where I don't trust everybody because I can't, like I said, I can't trust you if you are a type of person where you're hanging around people that you know don't like me. Because at the end of the day, I've been in situations where I try to consider someone as a friend who hung around people that didn't like me, and I'm not with that flip floppy shit. I mean, I can't see myself being cool with you. And these people is talking trash about me. They don't like me. Every time they around you or they see me around you, they got something negative to say and they questioning why we friends or why you hang around me or whatever. And then you kikiing and laughing and you expect me not to get offended. And I might have told y'all this before, but I've been in a situation where I was cool with somebody, and like I said, this was somebody that grew up around these people. They all been friends way before she even claimed me as a friend. But there was a situation where we was out and I was walking her somewhere, or we was coming back from somewhere that she asked me to go with her to. And a certain someone popped up being disrespectful, and she didn't defend me against the person. She's smiling and kikiing and laughing, and I'm just looking like I don't see that as funny. No, you're not about to sit here and kiki and laugh in my face, and you see this person being disrespectful towards me, and then a few minutes later you're gonna be trying to be up in my house and be around me and my family, and act like nothing happened. But anyway, y'all, I've been on here for about like damn 2 hours. I'm gonna have to hit y'all up later because yeah, I just wanted to get on, see how my YouTube people doing, but and just give y'all some random stuff that's been on my mind. Talk about random topics. I'll probably get back at y'all a little bit later, and y'all know do my Women's Month video. Yeah, I'll get back at y'all. Deuces.